Hey everyone, Jason Weckerle here. Today in this video, I've got something a little bit different to share with you guys. Recently, my wife and I were shopping around Goodwill stores, going to thrift shops, antique stores, just bumming around one recent cold winter day, and I stumbled across this tackle box for $8. And I haven't even gone through this box. I don't know what's all in here yet, but just looking into this box, I see a bunch of classic crankbaits. I see a bunch of lures in here that I personally use, even in the colors that I like to use, which is really good. But I'm gonna go over what's in this box. I haven't opened it yet. I've had it for about a week and I finally got around to filming this video, but I thought I'd go through it with you guys because I spent $8 on everything that's in this box, and I'm sure not everything in here is good. There's probably a lot of rust, probably some hooks I gotta replace, but just one of the crankbaits in this box is worth as much as this entire box, so you can't go wrong with a bunch of lures for $8. But I'm gonna cut this open now and finally see what we have in store. And I wanted to go over this with you guys because I thought it'd be interesting. I mean, every once in a while, I luck out and I find a good deal on something. Not often, but when I saw this for $8 at the thrift store, I asked the lady, is that for each lure or is that for the whole box? She's like, oh, that's the whole box. I'm like, holy crap. I was like, I'll take it. So, and my wife found she's into collecting uranium glass. I think it's pretty cool too. But she found a really cool uranium glass bowl, like a candy dish, and she bought that as well. But all right, finally got this open. You guys can see the price tag right there. It says $7.99, $8. All right, here we go. What do we have here? Starting out right out of the gate, I got this classic super deep diver. Lip is a little bit chewed up, but that's all right, it'll still work. But I got this, and I'm pretty sure that sucker dives 15 to 20 feet easily with that lip. But I believe this is either a bomber, no, maybe a Bagley, a bomber, or I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing it's a Bagley crankbait, but got that classic deep rattle. All right, what else do I got? I got the body of an old, looks like an old musky spinner. Still has the tag on it. I guess the guy paid $3 for it. I can sharpen that hook up, put a skirt on there. I got myself a nice little pike musky crank, or not crankbait, spinnerbait, sorry. Or I can just take the spinner blade off of there, take that blade off, build my own spinner with it, but that ain't bad. Looks like I got some, this looks like a really old one, but like a classic Lazy Ike crankbait. And I can't tell you how old this one is, but it's definitely got the original hooks on it. It's definitely from the 1960s or decades previous to that. Not sure what company made this, but it's like a black and silver popper. Got some rattles in it. Doesn't look like it's a expensive one, but haha. In this mess, look at what I found. And I use this lure a lot for walleyes, perch, white bass, largemouth, smallmouth. The classic size 5 Rapala Shad Wrap in my favorite color, black and white, black and silver. I do really well on Lake Michigan, fishing for perch, casting this. I get brown trout out there, steelhead on it. The larger size models, I catch king salmon, coho salmon. But this is a deadly bass and walleye crankbait, the Rapala Shad Wrap. Easily $8.99 a bait, $7.99 a bait, so that lure right there paid for itself, basically. Then I have a rattling chug bug, which I am almost positive is made by Storm Lures, if I'm not mistaken. This looks like an older model one. It's got some rattles in it, but a nice little popper topwater. Looks like right here, I might have a Devil's Horse topwater, which I like to take these blades. I don't know if this is a original devil's horse, but I like to kind of bend them back, get those propellers so that they're spinning effortlessly. No, this isn't an original devil's horse, but I'm guessing it's probably a cotton cordell. And if I'm wrong about some of these lures, or if you guys know what some of these lures are that I'm not identifying, like right here, I don't know if that's a Bagley or if that's a strike cane or what the heck this is. It's a classic crankbait, and I love the rattle. I like that deep rattle. I have, looks like a 1/2 ounce to 3/4 ounce black and silver rattle trap. Bait that I absolutely love using for everything from pike to brown trout, salmon, bass. This looks like a 1/2 ounce to a 3/4 ounce size. Good bait right there. Looks like I have a couple ice fishing jigging spoons in here. Got this purple one, which I wasn't expecting to find jigging spoons. It's kind of coffin, like casket shaped. I'll probably throw that right in my walleye box after I clean some of these lures up. I don't want to be putting rusty lures in with my good baits and screwing up all my split rings and hooks and paint jobs. I got this one right here. Looks like a good walleye trout type jigging spoon. I have a lot of spoons in this box. It always seems like guys back in the day were head over heels for spoons, but I'll show you guys some of those in a second. Got another silver and blue. Looks like a 1/4 ounce rattle trap. I got this really weird looking crayfish crankbait. It's black and silver. Not the color of a crayfish whatsoever, but I don't know what company made that. I don't know if this is a Rebel crayfish. It doesn't really look like it. Just looks like some cheap knockoff, but I don't know. It could be a classic lure. I know a fair amount about classic baits, but I don't know everything about them. Got a classic, really old Mepps spinner right here. The old Mepps Comet with the minnow on the back of it. Got a blue and silver blade. But look at that minnow. That is just absolutely, that is old. This is 1960s easily. And a lot of these lures I'll probably just hang. I have a fish basket in the corner of my living room hanging on a hook, and I got all my classic lures on there. Another black and silver rattle trap. There we go. That's a 1/4 ounce. This is a 1/2 ounce, so this one has to be the 3/4 ounce. But awesome lures, really happy with that. Got ourselves another popper. And a lot of these might just be knockoffs, but as long as they float and they got a good popping sound when you twitch them, poppers aren't, topwater baits aren't anything special. As long as they run the right way, they'll catch fish. So, nice little popper. I have some classic Mann's crankbaits, 3 of them, which I'm gonna switch the hooks out on, and I'll throw these in my brown trout box. But they're fat square bill shallow divers. Got a black and silver. These are classic lures. I got a fire tiger. And like I said, I'll be cleaning up a lot of these baits. And I got a shad color right here, like a white and gray. And then this one right here, I'm not sure what company made this, but it's a white square bill crankbait with an orange belly. Looks pretty good. Got ourselves another classic. It says U20 on the tip of it. It's like a Lazy Ike with this crazy hooking system. This is a really old lure right here. That won't be, I won't be casting that, but classic Lazy Ike bait. And I got a selection of, I see some blade baits in here. Got this classic orange and silver sonar blade bait. Got a yellow one. And I can tell this one's old. It's been a number of years since I've used a blade bait, but they always seem to work really well. All right, I have a huge number of these weedless Johnson silver minnow spoons in various colors, which this is one of the best cheap baits you can buy. I mean, Johnson makes the beetle spin. It's like a 90-cent to a $1 lure. They made the Johnson silver minnow for about $3. I've caught a lot of bass and pike on these. I cut a 3-inch Mr. Twister in half. Put the little dangling thing on the hook. You can put any type of trailer you want, but around lily pads, heavy weeds, you just reel this towards the surface. These silver minnows catch a lot of pike and bass. And it's a very underrated, underutilized lure by fishermen nowadays. So a lot of these old lures are starting to come back and work really well again because fish don't see them a lot. And just because they're old don't mean they stop working. I don't know why people think, oh, that lure is old, that ain't gonna work anymore. Bull crap on that. Fish don't really have that big of a brain to decipher whether or not a lure that was made back in the 30s and caught fish, that they're not gonna bite it anymore, I guess you can say. But here, got some silver, Johnson silver minnows in silver. These are really old ones too. I can tell by the writing or the stencil chiseled into the side of it. I believe it says that this lure was patented August 28th, 1923. I know this is a really old lure, the Johnson silver minnow. Could have come out in 1923, I guess. I don't know. That's really cool. I got kind of a smoky black one. There's a lot of these in here. I don't know who made this. This might be a silver minnow too. It looks old, but it's a big copper colored spoon. Hammered copper. Again, it's got that silver minnow. If I just sharpen those hooks up, this thing would work just fine. Probably catch some big pike on that. But since this is an older lure, I am not sure if I'm going to be using it. You can tell, antique. But so far, I'm not even done here yet. And you can see I've gotten way more than $8 worth of lures. Here's a rattle spot. I think Cotton Cordell might have made this. I forget what company. It's all beat up, but it's just another rattle trap type bait. This is really interesting right here. This says it's a floating rattle trap. I've heard of these before and it feels a lot more lightweight than a standard heavier rattle trap. Same looking bait, but this feels way lighter. Floating rattle trap, and I love that color. Just that black and silver gray shad color, little white belly. But if these aren't worth much money right now, I might be throwing that in the shallows and giving it a shot, because that is really interesting. A floating lipless bait. Got ourselves another rattle trap, orange belly with a white back. I think the brown trout would really like that color. And being a rattle trap enthusiast, this is the mother lode, another silver rattle trap. These things are like $8 a piece, so I have easily over $50 worth of rattle traps in here. Got another Cotton Cordell spot, another rattle bait, and another. The guy like blue and silver and black and silver who own this box. He's got this bluegill. I think this is a Berkeley Frenzy rattle bait. Looks like a bluegill. I believe this is a Yozuri that's really beat up. A Yozuri rattle bait. You can almost see through the thing. It's so chewed up. But beat up looking lures tend to catch a lot of fish. Sometimes the fish like those a lot more than the newer looking ones. This thing right here, it's called a wiggler. It's called a Hawaiian wiggler. This is definitely a classic lure. It's like a buzzbait type blade on the top. Really interesting, actually. It's got a weed guard. I've never seen anything like this, and it looks like it would really work really well, especially for like cold front bass, topwater. I wish they made stuff like this still today, because I think that would be a killer little bait, especially for pond fishing, cold fronts. But yeah, that's called the Hawaiian wiggler. That'll probably be going on my fish basket. A lot of these will be, because a lot of these are antique and I don't want to be losing them. I got a tangled mess of spoons, blade baits, maybe some crankbaits. I don't know what the heck's all in here. I'm hoping to find some Daredevil spoons in here, not knockoffs or whatever. Got some more Johnson silver minnows. And I just like the standard silver Johnson silver minnow. They still make these baits today. They work great. Like I was saying, here's a really old one right here. You can see that. It's even got a little spinner blade on the hook. All right, we got ourselves a little silver spoon. And there's like a lot of repeats. Like this guy's got some generic, just your standard red and white Daredevil looking baits like that. There's a bunch of these in here, which some of them could be antiques. This might be an actual Daredevil. It's kind of got the hump in the body. A lot of the knockoffs, you won't even get that hump. It's just like a flat pounded blade that provides very little wiggle and a lot of spin, which you don't want. But this is really unique. It's like a Daredevil, really skinny, with a little blade on the back. It's got a real big hump on it. I have never seen that before. It's a really small spoon. I'm gonna have to look this one up. It says Arnold Schwarzenegger. Shut up! Sorry. Arnold. It's by the Arnold Company. Sorry for my Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. This says it's a marathon spoon. It's like a gold spoon. Really nice looking. This is a really nice looking gold spoon too. Like I said, there's a bunch of these Daredevil looking spoons in here. You can see, I won't bore you guys with all those. Oh, here's another red and white Daredevil. Here's another red and white Daredevil. But you can see there's no hump on that one. This sucker would spin in circles, twist your line. These are just cheap knockoffs. This one's called a Nebco Flash Bait. Got a little hammered silver gold. This one says Gypsy Cane on it. I haven't found any Daredevils yet, but I'm not giving up. Hopefully, I can find at least one Daredevil in here. Got ourselves a pink and white sonar blade bait. Another baby Daredevil knockoff by the Marathon Company, the same company that made this gold spoon. Gonna have to look into that because those ones seem to be built a little bit thicker, a little tougher. This is really unique. I don't know who the hell made that, but in some of these lures, you never know. You could have $1,000 sitting in your hand, and you're not in your tackle box. You could have it in your hand, not even realize it. Like this could be 100 years old, and it looks like it's 100 years old. But if I'm willing to guess, I'm guessing 1960s with this one, 1950s or 60s. But it's like 3 separate spoons linked together. Doesn't have a name on it. Looks like a lady's earring or something. Better watch out, I'll end up piercing my own ear. Another one by the Marathon Company. Just like I said, just like this gold one. Same size. Like I said, I like that hump in the dip in the spoon. So you got that wiggle. You don't want that spoon spinning in circles. Like I said, twist your line up, get less bites. Not worth it. And I know they must have worked really well back in the day. I mean, I've caught a lot of largemouth and pike on the red and white and the black and white Daredevils. Seems like certain lakes in the North Woods, especially some of the really secluded lakes, the Daredevil spoon catches a lot of bass. Till this day, I don't know. I haven't experimented with it too much in southeastern Wisconsin lakes where I live, or any highly pressured lakes, but there's a couple lakes up north where if I jig a Daredevil spoon just over the tops of the weeds, let it fall, jig it, let it fall, the bass and pike go nuts for it. So it's good to have some Daredevils around. And it's a classic bait up in Canada. A lot of guys still use it for pike up there. This one's made by Rainbow Plastics, made in the USA. This one's like an orange fire tiger pike king salmon pike spoon. Looks like a pretty decent spoon. This one says DeBell Jr. It's got a good, this is a really nice looking spoon. Looks really old. But DeBell Jr. DeBell. It's got a real good dip in there. It looks like a spoon that would cast far, have some good wiggle and wobble. Wiggle wobble. You got the 5 of diamonds. Everyone needs a 5 of diamonds in their collection. This is by the Flash Bait Company again. The Norbit or Nebco Flash Bait. Nebco. 5 of diamonds. This one says Aero. A-E-R-O. If you guys are lure experts, if you guys know what any of these baits are, what they're worth, leave a comment down below. Let me know. That is my $8 box of lures I just got. And some of them will be cleaned up and used. Some of them will be decoration in my antique lure collection. But I thought I'd go over all this with you guys and share this video with you because it's not every day you stumble across an $8 tackle box and actually find stuff that you'll actually use. And I mean, what a deal. I can't complain at all with all this. But if you guys like this video, subscribe to my page, hit the like button. I'll be making videos like this every once in a blue moon whenever I find a good deal. Or if I order a bunch of stuff and want to do an unboxing, whatever, you know. I can't complain with all the stuff I just got. I mean, just the rattle traps and the man's crankbaits alone and some of the top waters was worth the $8. If I see a lure that's beat up and it's still usable, I don't complain. I grab up on it if it's a good deal. Like I said, if you guys like this video, if you guys know any of these, like the value of any of these older lures, if you know what they are, especially this jointed spoon lure right here. Never seen anything like it. Couldn't even tell you who made that, but if you guys know what these things are, let me know. If you know what their value are, let me know. I'm gonna shut up now, sign off. Good luck fishing. Take care.